Now, look, let's get some reaction now to that latest news poll. For more, we're joined by Queensland LNP MP Andrew Wallace. Andrew, it's good to catch up with you. Thank you so much for joining us. As we just heard there, that news poll, the Coalition's primary vote has dropped and it's looking increasingly likely that we will have a hung parliament. What's your reaction to these numbers?
Well, g'day, Danica and James. Great to be with you. Look, these polls are accurate to plus or minus 2 points. So, they will bounce around. We know that for a fact. The old adage, the only poll that matters is on election day. I'm not overly concerned by this at this point in time. I think we'll see the polls tighten as the election day draws closer.
Peter Dutton's message today was that the Coalition is ready to govern, and he called this election a sliding doors moment for our country. Now, I agree, this is an incredibly important election. The ramifications are huge. I guess my question to you is, why isn't the Coalition's message cutting through?
Well, once again, James, this is not unusual for an opposition to have a bit of trouble cutting through at this point of the campaign. As we draw closer to the election campaign, Australians will switch on, to election day, I should say. Australians will start to switch on. I think there's still a lot of Australians out there, as I make my way around my own electorate, there's a lot of people out there that just, are not switched on. Some don't even know there's an election campaign on. We'll wait and see.
Andrew, as we said earlier, when Anthony Albanese is not busy obsessing over Peter Dutton, he's busy obsessing over his Medicare card. Now, he's even launched this campaign overnight on social media. Have a look at this.
If you could turn, don't let it burn, don't let it fade. I'm sure it might be rude, but it's just your attitude, and it's tearing me apart, and it's ruining every day.
I don't know what's worse, the pivot, the turnaround, the choreographed music. It was like a whole theatre production, Andrew, but it was just ridiculous, honestly.
Do you know what that reminds me of, Danica and James? It reminds me of that scene from Mr. Bean when he gets a credit card for the first time and he's flashing it around to everybody. Yes. But the lady in the debate last week hit the nail on the head when Peter Dutton said, when you go to the doctor, do you have to take your credit card with you? And she said yes. And that is the reality. This Prime Minister makes a big song and dance about the time when Peter Dutton was the Health Minister back in the Howard era. But the reality is, we're all paying a lot more than a $7 gap. When I go to the doctor now, you're paying up around $65, $70 plus. And that is under this joker. So for this Prime Minister to be out there saying, all you'll need is your Medicare card, most Australians know that that is a lie. Most Australians know that when they go and see their GP, because under this government, the rate of Medicare has fallen through the floor, and doctors just can't make ends meet anymore, and they're having to charge higher and higher gaps. And to suggest that all you need is a Medicare card, well, that was that was laid waste in the debate just during the week.
Yeah, well, he's very bold when he pulls out his Medicare card. I'd love him to pull out a power bill and wave that around and see if he gets a cheer from the crowd.
Hey, 32% increase, James.
Exactly. Richard Marles claims his Liberal counterpart, Andrew Hastie, is not fit to lead the defence portfolio after Hastie expressed his personal view back in 2018, I might add, that the, quote, DNA of a close combat unit is best preserved if it is exclusively male. Now, here's Andrew Hastie on Sky News this morning.
I think it is untenable that he is saying, in respect of 460 servicewomen who meet the criteria to participate in combat roles, that despite the fact that they meet the criteria, because they are women, they should not be able to serve in that role. They should not be able to do that job. It's 2025.
That, of course, was Richard Marles talking about Andrew Hastie's comments. Andrew, you can say that women are equal to men in value while still acknowledging women are different to men, can't you? Is it controversial to say women lack the physical strength for frontline combat?
Well, the first point to recognise, James, is that the Coalition absolutely support and have supported for a long time women to operate in frontline combat roles. We have F-18 Hornet pilots that are women. We have women in the infantry. Now, just to tell you a little story, if you've got a little bit of time, when I was in Afghanistan back in about 2017, I was provided with a young lady, a young infantry woman, who was effectively my bodyguard. And her boss was saying to me, this young lady was absolutely up to the job. She was an incredibly, and I'm sure still is, an incredibly smart young woman who, it's not just about brawns and it's also about brains. And what a lot of women are able to do is read the room a lot more better, a lot more emotional intelligence than us blokes. And it's not just about the ability to be able to fire a weapon. It's about the ability to be able to read the room, read the battlefield. And the Coalition have long been a supporter of women in frontline roles in the military.
All right, well, Andrew Wallace, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Thanks so much for your time.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.